Hello, Shane here from ComX, or Sizzle as I'm more commonly known these days. And this is part of the Aussie Comic Book Day stream that ComX is doing. I'm here with Spedsy, and we're here to talk to Jay from Dropbear Comics. So, Jay, how's your day been?
It has been a long day. It has been a long day. Like usual, I put off things till the last minute. So I was printing out colouring ins at Officeworks this morning.
Nice.
As you do, you know.
How's the leg?
You guys, oh yeah. 5 minutes before we went live, my leg just decided to bleed. I must have cut it on something at the back, and it's very. What's it called? There's nothing to cut yourself on in the shop. It must have been in the back. But yes. But yeah, no, it was a good day. We had Big Tim in today. He's a good egg. He had his Gorilla of My Dreams books in there. The Detective Noir. Had a few guys bring. We did an exclusive with Tim when lockdown happened. Tim reached out and said, "Would you like to do a variant cover for the store to sort of raise some funds?" And we did that. And some of those guys bought those copies in today to get Tim to sign. So it's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about Dropbear Comics? How long you've been around, where you are, all that sort of stuff?
So I've been in and out of I call it the nerd hustle for the last 20-odd years. So I had a collectible shop back in the late 90s, early 2000s, on and off doing comics and reading comics and buying and selling comics and all the rest of it. Before we moved down the coast, I used to do it out of my lounge room. I had, just a few short boxes, and I used to do those live auctions on Facebook and the rest of it. Then when we moved down here, I converted my garage into a comic shop. So it had racks of short boxes. It had a key issue wall, the whole lot. Then last December, someone talked me into doing a pop-up shop. So I did all the cons and all the shows and everything. And then a guy, Crazy Panda, said, we should do a pop-up shop. And I said, look, if you can get rent for this cheap, if it can be in the middle of CBD, I gave him, there was so many hurdles I never thought he'd get through. And then he rings me back and goes, yeah, we got a shop. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? He goes, yeah, we've got a shop. I said, is the rent the price I want to pay? He goes, yep. I said, it's in the CBD. He goes, yep. So we and I said, I don't want to work 7 days a week, but we need to be open 7 days a week. He goes, it's all right. Whatever days you can't do, I'll do. I'm like, man, this guy is not making it easy. And hey, Zach. And so we did that. So we were there for 2 weeks before Christmas and 2 weeks after Christmas. And then just before Christmas, we had a COVID scare here. So I got to experience the December Christmas in Wollongong. I then got to experience COVID scare in Wollongong, and I then got to experience January in Wollongong. So I had the spectrum of what Wollongong retail was. So then I packed everything up after the pop-up and put it back in my garage. And I half looked for a place. Then I had a little bit of a windfall on some cryptos. So I went, you know what? I might do this, give it a bit more of a thorough job looking for a place. Real estate agents are painful. Just getting them to return a call, getting them to negotiate rents and everything, it was a massive pain. The place I'm with now was really good. The deal was done within 24 hours.
Nice.
And the owner drops in all the time, whinges about his kids and chats and all the rest of it. It's been really good. So we opened up in March the 9th. So we've been open just over 8 months. And then nearly 3 months into being open, we got locked down. So I didn't do new books. I only did back issues, key issues and stuff like that. And I had a closed shop that nothing was coming in weekly. So pretty much I wasn't getting collections coming in to buy. I wasn't able to, collections they don't come out every week sort of thing. So I'm sitting here and twiddling my thumbs and painting the walls. And I looked at Kings and Liverpool and all the rest of it and thought, you know what? while the margins aren't massive on new books, I'm going to have to get new books because it's cash flow every week. And then Mal from Impact has been awesome. He has answered all of my dumb questions. And now I do new books. I've always done Australian books, local books. So I even did Australian books in the garage. I had a book in the garage. I had, Trevor and Dale's Snow from Whitecap Press in the garage. I had Shaun's books in the garage. I had Killaroo in the garage too. That's how long I've had Killaroo. So then obviously when I opened the store, I'll put the call out, hey, if you've got books, let's get them in the shop. And books that I'd not even select, books from people that I hadn't seen at conventions started coming out of the woodwork. And we've now got a decent it's in the boxes section of Australian stuff. Well, there you go. I was the first person to stock Bronwyn.
That's awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
So give a background on my taste. I grew up on Bug and Stump, Mark Sexton, Cyber Swine, The Max, McFarlane, and previous to that, when I was a kid, I didn't do a lot of the superhero stuff. I'm definitely more of an Image Scout reader. I'm really digging what's called Refrigerator Full of Heads. I'm really digging Stray Dogs. I'm really digging House of Slaughter. Indie's my thing, Yeah. It was a natural progression just to get stuff in there. Actually, you know what? Ryan Lindsay's stuff was in the garage as well. There was a lot of stuff in that garage actually that has continued onto the store.
Your new books, do you get your own freight in, or do you get distributed from another comic book shop? Or I know because it's horrible.
I'm dealing with Luna, and here's another story. So I'm dealing with Luna and Diamond. I didn't go the Penguin Random House route purely because of how painful the Diamond route was. 59 days it took me to set up a Diamond account.
Wow.
Well, the Diamond account wasn't the hard bit. They wouldn't let me set up a Diamond account if I didn't have a Geodis account. It was ridiculous. And it was emails saying, hey, just touching base. I know it's COVID, but can we, phone calls and all the rest of it. Mal, again, ringing his rep saying, hey, I've got this guy. Anyway, Luna was great. So Luna made the call. I had DC books in the shop within a week.
Wow.
DC for the most part, until this morning when I had a bit of a hiccup, have been really good. I would love it if Luna did more of the indie stuff, but it is what it is. They do Scout, they do Ahoy, which is some really good stuff. But yeah, it was painful. It was so I still don't have a Diamond order. So I ended up ordering some stuff from the States from a mate that's got a shop over there, and he's pushing it over at the end of every month. So I do have Marvel and Image and everyone else, but no Diamond yet. My first Diamond invoice came through last week, and I'm scared because it was local comic store day, which is next Wednesday, and it was only like a handful of books, and I get the feeling I'm going to be bent over with the freight on those handful of books.
Yeah, and then customs and So I know it's a nightmare at the moment having to order from all these different places, as opposed to even just a year ago. It was much more consolidated. What can we as creators, independent creators, do to make it easy for our books?
So I have some gripes.
Yeah, please bring it on.
You need your book. I should have grabbed them. You need your book to be comic book size. Too small and you can't see it in the bins. Too big and it doesn't fit in my bins. Dan Tribe, who is a great guy, and Dan Tribe used to have now a comic shop. Bought and sold books off him. He's got a standing order here and all the rest of it. I can't put his books anywhere because they're too big. Yep. He went the magazine route, and I said to him, if someone comes in, I can recommend it to them. I can grab it from the back. I said, but it's not there for them to see, sort of thing. And too small, it just takes up a big chunk. And if I take it, so they're thicker. If I take those smaller books, because they're bigger than a regular size comic because the size is small, and put them in with the trades, they get lost again. Because they're not as thick as a manga, but they're not as big as a graphic novel or an oversize. My other gripe is size. Number 2s. Not the number 2 you were talking about with Lauren. Number 2. And it's funny, I had a really good chat with Tim Styles about it because Tim Styles does it right. Don't call it a number 2. Number 2s for anything. Number 2s in Batman, number 2 in X-Men are harder than sell than number 1s. Don't try and tell your story. And I know it's hard because sometimes your story is so big and you want to spread it over multiple books. But if you can get it where someone can come in and out, they can start at number 2 and don't need number 1, then it's an easy sell. And Tim's done it where you can go in and out. And apparently Stan Lee said it. He quoted Stan Lee. He says, Stan Lee says you need to be able to go in and out in every issue, which I can assure you for the most part, these books that are coming out weekly, you can't do that. Yeah. But just the number 2 on it. And it's funny because I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything. I'm about to have a number 2 store variant. And I said to him, I said, number 2s are so hard to sell. Just name it something. Give it a name instead. So it's story that follows on, but you don't need that. You don't need that, like, I don't know. Number 2s are hard. Number 3s are hard. Anthologies can be hard as well when they're dated because someone doesn't want to read something that's 6 months old, even though sometimes the stuff from 6 months old is good. There's good stories in it. There's an anthology in the book from Neville Howard, Melbourne something.
Grail Hunters.
Darren's got a bit in it. Louis Joyce has got a bit in it. But it's got a number on it or it's got a month on it. It's got one of them on there. And people, unless I pick it up and say, hey, you want to read this story in here? Dean's got a book story in there. There's a wrestling story. Like, if you like Dean's stuff, you're going to love this book. But it's me that has to push it. If I don't catch up with the person or talk to the person, if we're busy, then number 2s are hard. Number 2s are hard. What's my other gripe?
That is something that Gorilla My Dream does do well. Every book is titled. Then I guess from a reader point of view, I guess as a retailer, you kind of need to stay up with the order of the book. So when people say, "What order do I read these in?" and when you already have to remember the whole continuity of the Marvel universe,
I don't know. It's hard. Delivery, ship my books out. If I order off you, ship them out straight away. I've had a few guys that have taken a while, but it's COVID. It's hard to be critical when stuff doesn't turn up. I mean, Penguin Random House Australia I'm dealing with. So I'd set up my Penguin Random House account for trades and all the rest of it, right? 2 weeks before lockdown. So we didn't get, whereas you're in Melbourne,
I am, yeah.
Rob, yeah? You guys have been in lockdown forever. Shane wouldn't even know how to spell lockdown. They've been in it so little.
Exactly.
So the Thursday before we got put in lockdown and we got no notice, I put in a random house order, right? A big one. So he gave me a deal for my first one, which was great. I put it through. Thank God I messed it up because if that order had to come through, there's no way I would. It's hard to sell trades and graphic novels online. But I finally, once we reopened, I went back through, checked what stock was there. I put an order through, what day is it today? 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I still don't have my stock.
Oh.
And they're a big company, Like, I can't be hard on little guys for not getting their books to me straight away. Like, at the moment. Next year, it's another story, let me tell you.
How do you go with, so just before the pandemic, a few shops were stocking my books, and then I had books come out during the pandemic, and you kind of buddies with some of the people, and so I didn't ask them to stock my books because I knew times were tough and I didn't want them to feel like they had to. How do you go with? Have you said no to, like, especially like maybe if a book, you're stocking someone's book and it doesn't sell and you get that number 2, do you turn people away? How do you deal with that aspect of things?
Who's on? Can we see who's on? someone has sent me through their Kickstarter. So if we can move on to Kickstarters, I think every indie comic needs to have a retailer level. I back Tim Styles' retailers level on all the last, I think, 3 books or whatever it is. So, you know, it's Shaun. Shaun has inboxed me saying he's added a retailer level to his Kickstarter. The retailer level is affordable and profitable, looking at the numbers that he sent through. A lot of the time, I saw one the other week. I can't remember what it was, but it was the price the retailer was getting was 10% under the recommended retail, and we had to pay freight on it. And that to me is like, if I can make, you know, money off it, then I'm okay with it. To be honest, I haven't said no to anyone yet, and I'll probably not say no to Shaun as well, because I want these guys to succeed. I want to be the guy that helped these guys when they become, you know, the next Todd McFarlane, hopefully.
Would you say like the standard is to take 40% off the recommended retail?
Yeah.
And then you would pay for me to ship it to you, or I would pay it?
I do.
And so
shipping's not that expensive at the moment either. Like, you could send. Feedback I got from retail. I'm just reading Darren's comments. Sorry. Might be less. See, that's the other thing. If you don't put it, there's people. So Kieran doesn't have a retailer level in his apparition, right? But Kieran will reach out and hey Shaun, and offer it to me wholesale. Like, I don't even mind if you did that. You know, like if you don't want to put the price that you're selling it to retailers up on your Kickstarter, then just hit them up. I don't know what every other retailer's like, but I know that. Well, I know Brendan is a massive fan of Australian stuff, but I think they need that 40% margin.
Yeah.
You know?
And so the advice I've been given from shop owners is to make my books more expensive, to then take the 40% off so that I can make something.
See, this is the other thing that. So, Shaun, what's the? I think this hang on a sec.
No, please. It's very interesting.
This is great.
Yeah. So I've obviously worked in a comic book store for 10 years. Sorry, someone's calling me, so it's shutting down my earphones. So I've kind of like lived on both sides of the coin, I guess.
Not like that. The thing, it was funny when I used to not do new books. Oh, look at my solo shirt. Nice. When I didn't do new books, I thought local books were expensive, but I know now, like a $3.99 book's $7 odd, a $4.99's $10 book. So Shaun's got $15 for a comic is probably the max you're going to get. If you go and price yourself at like $20, see Tim's at 10, sell all the time. You know, Dan Tribes is at 6. Daniel Becker at 8. Mind you, these are thinner books. So these Daniel Becker ones at 8. Platinum Grits at 4.
Ooh. I
Zach
want
George
that.
I'll fight you for it.
Yeah. I'll race you to Wollongong.
Oh, there we go. Louis Joyce's Mishmash is at 5. Like, I think you need to be around the DC and Marvel prices. I think once you go up above them, because I thought trades were expensive from local guys until I had to get trades in. Like it's crazy. You know,
So, like, I've sort of been told that basically putting my comic on the comic book shelf is advertising more than making a profit, because basically by the time I pay for the printing and then, well, see, in a lot of cases, and pay for the shipping.
So you're paying for the shipping as well?
To some stores, yeah. Yeah, different stores have different sort of rules, I guess.
See, shipping's just part of life these days.
And
shipping from America is bloody expensive.
Yeah.
And slow with the amount of planes that aren't going there.
And people don't get that, do they, when they see the $3.99 and then you're like, that'll be $8.50, please. And they're like, what?
I do my $3.99 for $7 bagged and boarded, and I'm not the cheapest, but I'm not the most expensive. And I didn't want to. Hang on, your mouth is open then.
No, that's really good. I mean, retail on a bag and board is 50 cents. And then, oh my goodness. I mean, $7, that's a bargain.
$4.99 are $10.
Yeah. I mean, stores near me are $9 for a $3.99. Not bagged, not boarded.
See, the problem is there's so many onliners now as well, and there's a heap down in Melbourne doing crazy prices. Like, I saw someone doing $3.99 for $6.50 bagged and boarded.
Yeah.
So I pretty much just hung around the King's prices, maybe a little bit under. And I bag and board everything. Everything's bagged and boarded.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just, you know what, it looks nicer. It also gives it that feel that when you buy it, it's a collectible as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Agreed.
While we are, before I forget, on Kickstarters, I've had experiences where I've backed a Kickstarter that I feel paid for that artist's yearly, and it wasn't Australian, yearly wage. And I think Kickstarter should be the bit to get you across the line. I think you should have everything ready to go, and then it just gets you that extra bit to go, yep, published, out, done, you know? That's what I think Kickstarter is for. But there's some people out there, and I see some American guys getting, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Crazy.
That's their wage for the year, you know, and they don't deliver for, you know what, before we move down here, I know someone that's waiting 7 years on a Kickstarter.
Oh, wow.
And this person is a published artist that has multiple books out at the moment from a big publisher.
Oh, wow.
He's a good dude. But, yeah, I think Kickstarter is there to get you over the line.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I would kill to be able to say, I have this idea, now pay me to go and draw it. But
that's not.
Yeah.
So the other thing I do here is I do in-stores as well. So I had Tim in today. I had a local. So this guy, he does really nice manga, really nice caricatures, and he does concrete chalk drawings all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So he came in and he's got prints and stuff like that. Sebastian last week. Who did we have before Sebastian? We had Brett Teo, who just does sketch covers. Who was the week before? Cynthia. So this is Cynthia's little manga. See, small book annoys me.
Yeah.
You don't see if you're flicking through.
Yeah.
We've had Tony in from Gotti. He's got the very hungover caterpillar. We've had Marcelo in twice because I'm biased. We've had Louis in. We've had Shaun in. Maybe if Zach can come in. Maybe if Zach came in and said,
you read his mind.
How many times have you been in the shop, Zach? I've been here 8 months. I think you've been here once. Who else have we had?
Shots fired.
We've had Camillo, the Pietriano in, Rui in from Red Unit Inc. We've had for a while there. This will be the last. Today's one, I think, will be the last one I do for the year. Purely because everyone's got stuff on now and it's Christmas and all the rest of it. I've been speaking to Dave Yarden about coming in January because twice. I want to see a check-in for that, Zach. Dave Yarden's got a Venom ASM 300 Venom 4 issue, so we're trying to tee up a time for him to come in. And then all the guys, we had guys booked in, and then lockdown came and they couldn't come in. And then I've spoken to a few of them. They're like, dude, I don't have any stock now. He says, and I don't want to go and buy stock just before Christmas. Can we push it to January, February? And I'm like, yeah, sweet. So every Saturday we try and have an artist in. And generally with the artist, when they come in, so we had, no, it's not a good example. We have had the Bazza, the Bogan boys, what are they called?
Oh, Silver Fox.
Oh, my goodness. If you get a chance to spend a day with Don Tucci from Silver Fox, do it. He is royalty. And I never realized, and he's all these stories he's got and all the rest of it. He's the best. He's the best. But like when Shaun came up, so Shaun, Jamie Johnson's been here as well. When Shaun came up, he, I think he stopped in on the way to Gold Coast. So he came in, and then I'll buy a big chunk of their books. Once they've been here and sold it themselves and made a little money themselves, I then buy their books and put them in the boxes there that way as well. So Louis, I went through and bought his Mishmash and the title with Mountain in it, which I can't remember, and all that sort of thing. And it's a good way, like in-stores are great. Kids come in, they get stuff signed. And
how receptive do you find your customers being to Australian indie books?
Good. So we, you know what? Camillo's had the biggest, Camillo had people lining up when I got here to come in.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He had people traveling far and wide. But they come in, and especially with not so much Shaun, because Shaun came in on a weekday, but with Sorab, like Sorab can talk. He will chat, and he will say, hey, how you doing? Like, this is my book. This is what it is, da-da-da-da-da, and take one, I find the ones that can talk the most do really well. But the kids come in, they get their little, signed. Marcelo did a colouring in when he was here. And they buy the book, they get it signed, and, they put it aside. Like there was two kids. There's a young up-and-coming artist. I can't remember his name. He did a sketch cover for me. I gave it to him in lockdown, and then he brought it back just after. He grabbed Tim's book today. There's another young kid who's waiting on an issue 2 of Bronwyn. He grabbed a copy of Tim's book and got it signed. And the whole signing's a big deal. They don't know that this guy isn't a DC artist or all the rest of it. And they get a kick out of it. When Sebastian was here, it was cool because he does caricatures of people. So people were buying sketch covers, taking it down there, and their little kids were getting them done as Miles Morales. And it was funny, actually. A mother and a son come in. So we've got a set of lights, traffic lights right at the front. Sometimes they'll press it and they don't get to cross straight away. So they've got like a few minutes to kill. And the kid was looking at Batman Fortnite. And he goes, can I come in? I said, come in. I said, we've got a guy at the back doing caricatures. And she said to the boy, do you want to get done? He's like, yeah. By the time he got to the back of the shop and she paid, he changed his mind. So she got herself done as Wonder Woman. And I didn't realize this had happened. So when they walked out, I'm like, so what did you get, matey? He goes, nothing. And she's holding stuff. She goes, I got done as Wonder Woman. And, it's good. The in-store appearances are great.
Yeah, they sound awesome.
And hopefully they'll continue. What I really want to do is piggyback off Oz Comic Con and Supernova and try and get Thursday nights. So like when Lauren comes over for Sydney Supernova, try and get her here on the Thursday before I pack up on the Friday and sort of piggyback like Supernova did when they first started out with Armageddon in New Zealand,
So would you say basically the best way to get books into a shop is to just reach out and start a dialogue with the
fully reached out? So Cynthia reached out. She came in. Where's the rest? I'm trying to find. Apparently, this is really hard to find. Is that right, Darren?
cut to tomorrow? Me sending Jay.
He didn't reach out, but I'm a big Ryan Lindsay fan.
Yeah.
This is weird. This is James Gilliard. Every single issue is a different size and from a different publisher for the set of 5. Who else reached out? There's a local guy named.
How you going, Sizzle?
Oh, going well. This is a great way to end the all-day stream.
Darren, when I brought up, so I ended up with all of this Dan Tribe stuff when I brought up his leftover stock from Nara, which he just found some more stock the other day. Bolt Comics, more Ryan Lindsay. Oh, Hayden reached out from Cobber. It's a really good read. Obviously,
what Hayden is that?
Hayden Fryer.
Okay.
I think he's also got it as a set. More Killaroo. Scars, Your Fired version. Struggle, that's a good read.
That is.
Scars, Ganglands, XCT. Oh, these guys I met at, because that's the other. So I met these guys at Supernova, right? How funny is Camillo? So Camillo goes, oh, there's these guys from your way. I'm like, all right, sweet. And I went up and I said, oh, Camillo tells me you're from down Wollongong. They said, no, we're from Gosford. And I looked at Camillo. He said, they're from the beach. Like, isn't the beach only down where you are? I said, no, mate, it's up and down the coast. But that was cool. This is the guy that reached out, actually. Trinity Comics. Frank Dershall. He's got a heap. Rudy Cool from Sora.
Oh, I like that one. Good fun.
It's good. So much Gorilla My Dreams. So much Mishmatch. Some of this stuff. That's the other thing. See, all signed, and I made Zach sign them the one time he came in.
There's as many issues as there is the amount of times he came in. So,
geez, I've got a fair bit, don't I? Where's
Well, I think the idea is that by next Aussie Comic Day, we're going to triple the size of that pile. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And signed. There's more of that. Yeah, there's so much. But yeah, I definitely get him to sign it. You know, like it's going to mean something to the kid that's picking it up and reading it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's that. So he does have a number on it. Melbourne Comics Presents number 4 and a date on it. See, if I don't push that, it's not getting picked up, you know? So like, oh, issue 4 from 2016. Maybe I need to go back and find issue 3 from 2016. And actually, that story there, Mini Tom.
Oh, yeah, Tom Tongue, yeah.
Fantastic. It's so good. It's. I don't want to say it's the best book in there because most of those people are probably in the chat. It was a really good read, and I hadn't read his stuff before until I read that.
Yeah,
awesome. So yeah, but yeah, I'm really approachable.
Yeah,
I like to think. I mean, this is only the singles. Like I've got trades as well. We've got Shaun's trades. We've got have we got Wordsmith? We're out of Wordsmith actually. Well, what's the other one that Stephen Block did? Terra Olympus. We got some of that.
Terra Olympus or Transfigment, the other one.
Beryllium or something.
Yeah. I've got those on the shelf as well. Look, people need to know there's Australian comics. You know?
Yes, agreed.
Oh wow, there's only 50 copies of that, and I've got 2 of them. That hump apparently. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe all the comic book guys. I don't know. I get along with most comic book guys. I think they're all approachable. You know, I'm trying to. So I've obviously got a really good relationship with Norm at Fats. And in the new year, I think you will see a lot of local in-stores at his shop. I've been preaching about it forever. And I said to him, I said, while the border's still shut and it's hard to get in and out, you should get some guys because you've got, what's his name? I just told him I'd take his book. Not Purgatory. He's got a different name now.
Kieran Jack, the apparition.
No, the other guy. Penny, his Instagram is Penny Black or something now. He's got a Kickstarter
one.
What is his name? A Penny Black stamp. Spooky Doom. Death Candy is his Kickstarter.
Oh, Death Candy. Yes, Death Candy. Okay. Yeah,
Poldo, that's his name, Poldo. Why didn't you tell me that? Is he still not in the chat? Poldo is the nicest guy you've ever met. He did a sketch cover for me, so I'm big on sketch covers. So I don't know if you can see. That was a sketch cover that Marcelo did for me, so I get Joker sketch covers.
Wow.
I then took that to Paul of Truce with a big pile of comics, and we did a deal, and he tattooed it on me.
Nice.
But that's mainly my personal collection now is Joker covers, sketch covers. Poldo did one for me when we had the private signing with Stan Lee in 2017, and he was too shy to come over while we're doing it to hand it to me, that he waited till the very end, which took bloody forever because Stan was how he was then. Nicest guy I've ever met. I said, as soon as borders open, we'll get him in, come down for a holiday and all the rest of it. Like, that's the other thing. We've got beaches here. People can come for a holiday. You know, bring the family and just drop in and do the Saturday, you know?
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yes. So
Sweet.
I don't know. Maybe I am approachable. I don't know. But you know what? Mal's a nice guy. Jason at Liverpool's a nice guy. I don't know how much indie stuff they do. Like, who else is there? Are you in that group, Rob, that retailers group? There's so many nice people in there. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, everyone seems really awesome.
I don't know. I think if there's a few guys in Adelaide that do indie stuff, I'm pretty sure. You know, I don't know. I like indie stuff, so I probably, stock it. And you know what? Brendan's a bit likes a bit of indie stuff as well. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like Brendan and I get the feeling we read a lot of the same books. Like that. Phantom Star Killer, is that what it is? I think that's what it is. He's always promoting that, and I've read that a few times, and then bought the glow in the dark version and all the rest of it. And yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So I've in my ramblings, I've helped someone. Pretty much all.
Very much so. That was awesome, Jay. That was awesome.
Yeah. The size thing's a big thing. The number 2 thing's a big thing. The not having it fully done for Kickstarter is a big thing. But yeah, and it's hard because not all artists are flamboyant and all the rest of it, and not a lot of them like to talk. But you just have to. You're your own PR now, you know.
Yeah, it's tricky that like us creative types are normally a little bit introverted, but sometimes you have to turn the salesman switch on and get jumping and jiving. But that's the good thing about this. I think you've shown some people how cruisy not only you are, but I think sort of, a bit of the stigma of it being scary to reach out to these guys. A lot of them are as down to earth as you and just drop them a line.
You know what? Deep down, George at Kings is a mad fan of Australian stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, you're probably never going to be able to hit up George. You're going to have to go through the staff at Kings and all the rest of it. And like, there's only a handful of shops where the boss doesn't work there as well. Like, so if you go in there, I don't know. I think. Yeah, there you go. Maybe the contributing factor is shops that have back issues. Brendan has back issues. I've got back issues. Not everyone's got back issues anymore.
Yeah, the smaller shops that have got the new rack and then the dollar section of the new rack stuff they didn't sell. Yeah, they're probably not the go-to. But your back issue bin people.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and you know what? As scary as Norm looks from Fats, he's a softie deep down. He's a good guy. he's a really good guy. I can't. Yeah, Norm's a good guy. He's a good guy. And
I suppose you all meet at the airport or the freight depot at the same time and all.
So Norm's in Brisbane. Norm flies me. Norm has flown me to Brisbane more times than I can count to work at Supernova. When Jamie Johnson did his so Norm had a variant Ninja Turtles number 100 that Jamie did the cover for. I then got asked to do the Halo label. He flew me up for the release of that, just to hang out in the shop, And then when we did Melbourne, he's flown me down to Melbourne. But yeah, don't talk about slabs. I'm no fan of slabs anymore.
Yeah.
Paying for someone's opinion. There's a group of people, they call themselves resubbers.
Oh, yeah.
And they just keep resubbing it till they get the grade they want, provided that the price that they've spent to get it to that grade doesn't come off the price that the value goes up.
Yeah, yeah.
What the?
Yep.
Seems like a lot of effort.
I say to people, so obviously I have to have slabs because I've got, walls of keys and all the rest of it. But I say to people, if you don't know, if you're buying comics to collect, not to read, and you don't know the difference between a 9.8, a 5, and a 2, stop. Go and buy NFTs. Go and buy the, all that sort of thing, like collecting comics. You've got to know what you're buying and trusting someone's grade. I've seen books graded that I think are less, and I've seen books graded that I think are more. And you can't tell me if Bill and Ben both work at CGC and one of them got lucky in the morning and the other one didn't, that this one's not going to grade higher because he's in a better mood when he gets to the work. And to be honest, we should be reading the books. There's so many good stories in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Or in most of them. I don't know about New Mutants, Rob Liefeld's work. No, he's a good. So hopefully I have been helpful.
Extremely helpful, Jay. Extremely helpful. Thank you so much.
My son's giving me the wind up, so I got to roll.
Yeah, I got to roll as well, so I have time for dinner before the next
draw begins. Yes. But yeah, thank you so much, Jay.
No worries, guys. Have a good week. I think Australian Comic Book Day. Now that we've got one under our belt, so you know what, we could go out and we could do Australian Comic Book Day books to give out like we do at Free Comic Book Day.
That would be very cool.
Everyone, free comics aren't free. They are not free. They cost us 25 cents US plus freight. So when we're giving you that free book and you're loading up, and trust me, there's a memory that comes up every year on New Comic Book Day of me and my kids with 300 books between us. I feel sick to my stomach thinking someone paid for those books. That's terrible.
Yeah. Please pick up some books off the shelf as well as those free comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Zach did a Free Comic Book Day book. And I think, it does need to be just your book. Even if next year we've got a bit more lean time, then we can do like an annual or an anthology of all different stories, and give them away. Maybe we get Jeffries or one of the printing guys to come on board as a sponsor, and we bring the cost down that way. And I don't know, but it would be good to be able to give away Australian comics instead of these Batman and Wonder Womans that we get for Batman Day and Wonder Woman Day. And when we started about local comic store day, because I didn't realise that I was paying retail for those things.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So local comic store day, I'm 25 cents. They're full retail with no discount on them. So I'm paying $4.99 US for those books. So apparently they sell more and they're more collectible and all the rest of it. And as I said at the start, they're coming in one box from Geodis, so they're going to be worth their weight in gold.
Ah, yes.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh. Well, thank you very much, Jay. I've
no
got to
worries,
go.
Guys.
I think Spezzy does as well. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been very enlightening.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to meet you, and I will be emailing you about putting my books in your shop. And I guess we encourage everyone to do the same.
We'll have to get you up here for a holiday.
Ooh,
See,
Nice.
see, holiday sounds so much better than an in-store, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're flying me up. Can't wait for you to fly me up there. It's gonna be great.
The beach is at the end of my street. Fully, you walk about 10 minutes down the road, and you're right at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Have a good night.
Cheers, Jay.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
See you, Jay.
And to everybody watching, we're going to go take a short break, and then we are going to come and drop the craziest drink and draw you've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Zach reckons he's coming in on Wednesday.
It's going to be a mess.
Let's see if this happens.
I'll go live.
See you all.
See you guys.
Thank you very much. See you in less than an hour.